Welcome to the Creating Wealth Podcast, where Kyle Curtin takes you on an extraordinary journey alongside renowned multifamily real estate sponsors and syndication experts from every corner of the United States. We teach you how to harness the power of passive real estate investing and witness the transformation of your wealth building strategy. Let's create wealth together.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Creating Wealth Podcast. I am your host, Kyle Curtin. Today, we're going to be talking about a small topic that I feel like a lot of people need to think about and consider. So many people, think about real estate and getting, off-market deals and that kind of thing. They tend to kind of hesitate. I don't know if it's like a fear thing or a comfort thing, myself included. I'm not going to lie to you guys by any way, shape, or form. Thinking that they have to cold call for 9 hours a day and that kind of thing to change, their destiny and that type of deal. Or send 5,000 direct mail letters a month or something like that. And something that I want to talk about, guys, is finding what works for you. So there's a lot of different ways to do lead generation and access, off-market sellers. And to name a few, there's cold calling, there's using virtual assistants to cold call for you. There's direct mail. There's handwriting your direct mail. There's, using a software or a company like Open Letter Marketing out of Lawrence, to orchestrate mailing campaigns for you. There's SMS, there's, cold email outreach. There's a million in it, Facebook ads and stuff like that. Google, pay-per-click, web pages and forums. There's 1.5 million different ways to do lead generation, guys. And me personally, I have always been a big proponent of direct mail. I know it's incredibly saturated depending on what your list is, but I always like that. I have cold called in the past before I bought Lemonster. So at this point, it's been about 3 years since I've cold called. I might jump into it soon with another gentleman that I'm starting to work with, but we'll see. But anyway, so my point being today, guys, is to find off-market deals, if you don't want to cold call, if you're, that isn't really your cup of tea, you don't necessarily have to, you could do a ton of direct mail, or, the opposite, direct mail's expensive. So maybe doing, cold calling could be, a better option for you. You get a quicker response, but the immediate rejection is, something that scares a lot of people. So there's a lot of different things, guys. And I could bring up the conversation as well about love languages when it comes to sellers. And that's the thing is some people might respond to you if you, send them a postcard. Some people might only respond to you if you call them. Some people might tell you some very, to do some very expletive and unholy things if you cold call them, especially around Boston. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat is what I'm getting at, and like I said, me personally, I'm a big proponent of Open Letter Marketing. I had a teammate, draw up some custom direct mail letters and postcards and, buy a list and that type of thing. And, send them over to Open Letter Marketing and upload it all and map the fields and all that. So they, physically print the letters of the postcards and they send them out to your list. And kind of do that pretty automatically. I've, handwritten mailers in the past. I've used Canva and printed out a few hundred copies at Staples in the past and did that, blue envelopes, the whole thing. I've cold called, like I mentioned. Me and a buddy were doing, cold email outreach, and I'll still touch on that once in a great while. a friend of mine has met, a good amount of friends of mine have used virtual assistants to do like to cold call and stuff like that for them. I personally haven't dabbled with that with my own adventures. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of direct mail and that kind of thing, and potentially some cold calling in the very near future again, and kind of bringing that back. But yeah, like that's it, guys. Is like, just because you don't want to cold call, it doesn't mean that you can't be a real estate investor. Just because you hesitate, or like don't have a ton of operating capital available to put towards direct mail and that kind of thing, doesn't mean you can't be a real estate investor. It might just mean that you might have to pivot into potentially a different lead channel. I mean, my buddy Cam, he does shout out to you, Cam, Mr. Adesanya, the beast. He has he does door knocking and that kind of thing. Like, there's a million different ways to skin the cat here, guys. And like I said, just because you don't want to door knock, doesn't mean you can't be a real estate investor. Or maybe, like I said, like maybe Facebook ads are your thing. Or, I know a few people that are doing a good amount of those, around our area. And, he continues to get leads from it occasionally and that kind of thing. And just kind of like, look at a bunch of the different vehicles, look at how much capital you have, analyze how much active time that you want to put into it, and kind of roll on, you know what I mean? And kind of go from there, figure out your way to kind of break into the game and, try to access, and create some opportunities that not everybody is going to get the chance to put together. I'm sending out postcards and stuff like that with open letter marketing and that kind of thing right now. And yeah, just do your thing and put yourself out there, do some outreach, and see what happens, guys. It only takes one property to change your life, and you never know where that deal can come through. But feel free to send this to a friend who, might be considering jumping into the real estate space, but not really sure. Or, potentially just starting to reach out to off-market sellers and that type of deal. And yeah, just a quick little tip for you guys on this wonderful Wednesday. If you enjoyed this, please leave a rating and a review. It absolutely helps, kind of get this show out to as many people as possible and try to help people. That's all I'm trying to do, guys. And give value where I can, So I will see you all later, my friends. I hope you have an absolutely awesome day today. Happy hump day. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We want to thank you for being a valued listener of the Creating Wealth Podcast. Make sure to visit www.creatingwealth.com to connect with us. Dive into our ever-expanding library of informative blogs. Get access to our private investor portal and explore a wide range of additional valuable resources. Stay tuned for our next episode as we continue to create wealth together.